So the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency, NDLEA, said that it is considering a new policy that will make it mandatory for single ladies to get a drug test before they get married. According to the report, drug tests may have to be included in premarital screening in churches and mosques due to the alarming increase in the rate of drug addiction among girls and married women. Now, we're not really sure why this is seemingly targeted at women, but you can give us a call 070-806-68014. You can also tweet us at TVC. Can I please hashtag YoviTVC so we can read the tweet? When I read this, I'm thinking, this is another sexist
I mean, that's
approach,
obvious.
because I'm thinking to myself, why is it the woman that is being tested? But then he now, in the second sentence, he now said premarital. So that could be both. But either way, what are your thoughts? What are your initial thoughts when you heard this, Mariam?
Well, of course, apart from the obvious sexism, you know, I'm like, what in particular is the reason why a woman is taken, you know, made the center of this testing? Because there are two things. What's the purpose? Is it that if she's tested during like a premarital counseling and she's found not to use drugs and she ends up being with a man who wasn't tested but uses drugs, then what happens? What happens if she's tested before marriage, she doesn't use drugs and then ends up in marriage and picks up a drug habit? What is more important? Is it when she's getting married, or do we test her also when she's about to have a child to make sure that she's not, you know, taking drugs? Because what is even much more important is that someone is not taking drugs and, you know, affecting the child, because science has proven that an addict's mother can give birth to a child who's already addicted to whatever drug that she's taking. So I understand also the problems that we have in Nigeria right now when it comes to drug use and drug abuse. And I think this is based on the premise where he's saying that there's just been an increase in the numbers of young girls and women who are taking these drugs. But to fight it, we cannot just put the women, you know, make it a war about the women. Everyone who uses drugs, and we need to start from before they are thinking of marriage. We need to go to schools instead and talk about random testing in schools. Let children understand that if you're caught, if you're a drug user and you're caught in school, maybe you don't get to write your exams, you get suspended or expelled. But
so
I don't know the
sure
purpose of this.
NDLEA would definitely have plans to go beyond churches and mosques. But I think what is also more important for us is the utterance from these agencies.
So my thought was, how many women were involved in the process to release this documentation? Because at the end of the day, I see the person. I want to believe that the person that releases is a bad person. It's just someone that is skewed towards not searching for balance, because we need to find balance whenever we're saying anything. So we might have a case of, no matter how much statistics he has, that more women are using drugs now or more girls are using drugs, it can't be as much as the boys using drugs. And even if it is, put the statistics first and be fair and balanced in how you release your information, because it skews how we would deal with the situation. So right now, we're no longer quick to discuss the merits of premarital drug testing. We're looking at why are women being the one to be tested for drugs, when it could have just put the main issue first. Everybody getting married, get tested for drugs. It is worrisome about the number of young people using drugs we're seeing in the society. Now, going back to, if we test them, what is the process to deal with the situation? So, because when we go for HIV testing, we get through counseling. They tell us why you should get tested, how you can prevent being tested. This is not a life sentence, how you can go about it. What is NDLEA putting on ground as a procedure to deal with possible positive cases, that you start seeing positive people, that everybody you're testing is positive? How do you deal with them? Because NDLEA is a punitive organization that deals with drug abuse. But before we deal with drug abuse, we must do drug prevention. So what is the process to ensure that when we catch drug users, that we're not just turning them into criminals, but we're providing a system that converts them into good, loyal citizens that can positively add value to our environment? That process must be publicized beyond these statements that are being made, really. And
I think that's pretty much sums it up, because the truth is that a lot of people are uncomfortable with that statement. And I think what the real approach is that if you're going to come out with anything at all, Let it come with statistics. Let us know exactly what the numbers are. And then don't make this generalized statement of, oh, every woman. That in itself is can be very distasteful.
Distasteful.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, go ahead, Maria.
Yes, I was wondering if it may have come from an emotional place, because when you read the report, it did not lead us anywhere. It did not say it did not lead us anywhere. Like, these are the steps that we're going to take eventually because of that. I think it comes from an emotional place, and it comes from a place where you've always seen the woman to be the one who is supposed to keep a home together. So if our women who are meant to keep our homes, the women who are meant to give birth to our children, already are taking these drugs, then the nation is in trouble. So it was probably coming from that place. But this war is a war against drugs, and it's for men and women as well, young and old.
So just for our viewers to understand that we are only reacting to that article that we saw. We're sure that the NDLEA will definitely give us more information. So at some point, we'll probably bring them in to get information exactly what they're working on and how they arrived at this press release that we saw.
You can watch Your View on TVC every Monday to Friday, 9 a.m. to 10:30 a.m. Nigerian time on DSTV channel 418, GOTV channel 27 and channel 47, StarTimes channel 121 and channel 307, Play TV channel 801 and channel 190, UHF 49, Sky channel 515 for UK viewers. Watch live on Facebook at TVC Connect and on our website tvcentertainment.tv/livestream.